Whistle blown on unfit Premier League referee Dowd. You'll see why this is an international continental talking point in a second. But from the 22nd of May 2012, from the dailymail.co.uk, Phil Dowd, one of England's top referees, is facing a sudden fight to save his career after it emerged on Tuesday night he failed a fitness test to continue next season. The news hit the 49-year-old Staffordshire official within 3 weeks of his proudest achievement of taking charge of the FA Cup final at Wembley. Dowd, who became a Football League referee in 1997, has just completed his 12th season in the Premier League, but he must work to regain the rigorous fitness standards required of elite referees if he's to make a 13th campaign. Referees are regularly tested on a series of timed runs in order to meet the strict criteria. Dowd's bosses want him to continue, and there is no question of his age being an issue since the relaxation of automatic retirement rules. He's always had a naturally stocky build, but has never previously struggled to hit the fitness mark. The fact that referees have to take the test in May, immediately on the back of a long and strenuous season, may now be called into question. Instead of having a chance to recharge his batteries ahead of the test, Dowd will go on holiday knowing his future is under threat more than 3 months ahead of the start of next season. Now, the reason why that's an international continental talking point, because it relates directly to, from Thursday 24th of May 2012, referees are set to be subject to drugs tests, FIFA's medical chiefs have revealed. Match officials now have to pass stringent fitness tests, and the world governing body's medical experts say they should also be tested to make sure they are not taking performance-enhancing substances. FIFA's chief medical officer, Jiri Vorak, told a conference in Budapest, "We have to consider referees as part of the game. We have started to discuss this, and this is something for the future which will be discussed to include possibly an anti-doping program for referees." He added, "We do not have an indication that this is a problem, but it's something we have to look at. The referees are a neglected population." Michel Dehuge, the chairman of FIFA's medical committee, said, "The referee is an athlete on the field, so I think he should be subjected to the same rules." Meanwhile, the World Anti-Doping Agency's Director General David Howman told the FIFA medical conference that they may change the rules to allow players from team sports who are banned for doping offences to return to training, though not playing earlier. We are looking at ideas on how reductions to an early return to training can be done. The WHO said players in team sports were hit harder by drugs bans than individual athletes, such as runners, who are still able to train and therefore return to competition as soon as their ban ends. Now, it's interesting that Phil Dowd has failed a fitness test, but the thing is, referees to undergo drugs testing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear if referees are taking performance enhancing drugs, they would be performance enhancing, and that isn't that what the game needs? Just playing devil's advocate here. I'm not encouraging or advocating any sort of drug taking or doping, but performance enhancements are what referees need, but not in the form of drugs, obviously, in terms of better training. But in terms of undergoing drugs tests, yeah, I think referees should be under the same scrutiny as players, not only in terms of drug testing and fitness tests, but also because if you can't keep up with the play, then you're going to miss a lot. So that's fair dues. But also in terms of sanctions, I've always felt that referees should be under the same scrutiny as players as well. But G-Man, what do you reckon? And Facebook.com/Pitch Talk and Twitter.com/Pitch Talk as well. G-Man, what do you reckon first?
Well, it's kind of funny because I've always looked at Phil Dowd as one of the fatter referees. Like, he's got a pot belly and he's always running sluggishly across the pitch. So I'm kind of shocked. It's only now that he's getting picked up on maybe poor fitness. And what is a referee's fitness level? How do they? I really want to know how they really assess it and judge it.
Well, it's little shuttle runs. I think it's shuttle runs, like timed shuttle runs.
For you to be a Premier League referee, because a little shuttle and just taking it onto the performance enhancement and taking it and looking at it from your angle with it, performance enhancement. Just imagine if he's taking performance enhancement drugs to take the test, then come during the once he's passed and he's going into league matches, he's not taking the drugs no more. He's effectively a crap ref.
Well, no, that's an interesting point.
So as you just said a minute ago, referees should be scrutinised same as players because it's part of the game. You can't have a referee taking drugs, players knowing that referees are taking drugs, thinking, why can't we take them ourselves then?
Yeah, and it'll affect his authority as well.